My name is Robert Mann. I'm the project coordinator for the Ho-Chunk Nation Healing the Wellness Court. I was invited here by Becky Berry. Her and I have been talking a little bit about some different things, and she asked if I would come and speak to you today. And I said, yes, I would. I guess what I do, if you're not familiar with the Ho-Chunk Nation, we don't have a reservation. So our tribe is kind of scattered throughout the 14, maybe 16 counties now throughout Wisconsin. And one of the things that I do is I try to go to these other counties and I try to talk to them and tell them about our program because we only have jurisdiction in Jackson County. And so when I reach out to these other counties, I look to see if there's tribal members in their jails and try to see if we can help by getting them into some type of programming to help them with their substance abuse issues. And that's what I try to do. And I've been doing that quite successfully with quite a few other courts and getting our tribal members into their programs. Through this process, I've learned a lot about some different ways of treatment and what they do. And one thing that I've kind of come across was the medicated assisted treatment. And one thing when I found out about that, I in our court, we're very limited on it. We don't really use it that much other than Vivitrol. And we don't really do much else because that really has to be monitored by a physician in administering those medications. So we don't really do that. But we look at what else can we do here. And coming to these different courts, I learned what they do, how they do things. And one thing I know for sure is not every court does the same thing. Everyone is different, but we all follow the best practices. And that's what every court does, using these evidence-based tools that we have. And that's what we use to keep our participants safe and sober. And that's what our goal is. We don't have a large number in our program. Jackson County's treatment court doesn't either. So we collaborate together on quite a few things and trying to help one another. And like I said, these rural counties, it's a little more difficult. We don't always have the resources as other treatment courts in urban areas. So it is fairly difficult, and it is a big challenge. And when Becky invited me here, I was grateful. I'm glad. I said I could come up there. I had the time, and the judge allowed me to do that. And I've met so many people here in just a short period of time, and I was privileged to go to LCO's court yesterday, and that was nice. And I've known Judge Smith for quite some time, and it was good to hear what they do and see what they do. And it was I was amazed at the amount of participants in that program. It was really good to see that and the success that they're having with that. And like with any program, there's successes and failures, and we've had our number of failures as well, and as every court does. And but the big thing that we try to do, like I said, is this collaboration and collaborating with other courts and what we do and how we do it. It's so important because, like I said, you learn from each other, and I've learned a lot in just the past 24 hours here. It's been just amazing. And like I said, I had the opportunity to sit this morning and listen to Katie. Katie and I talked for a long time. And it was really good to hear a lot of things in what she does in her diversion program. that's one thing I was trying to learn on too, is we want to do a diversion program too for our court. And I've been to several other courts that have done diversion programs, and they're all a little different. But the main goal is, we're trying to catch these ones that are lower, moderate, medium risk. We're trying to find these ones that kind of fall through the cracks and they don't get the help that they need. And that's what I'm trying to do, is trying to get this diversion program started in our court. So I learned a lot from her. She told me so much. Like I said, I've met so many, and we're all professionals. That's why I look at it. We're all professionals. We all have a certain job to do, and that's one thing Katie and I discussed too, is how we all work together and how we all create our helping one another and learning our roles, and to learn to stay in those roles, and that's how we can work progressively together to help different individuals. My other goal that I do in our program too was, like I said, helping not just tribal members, tribal members, but helping all natives. I also was on Wisconsin Association of Treatment Court Professionals Board. I was on there for 2 years. So I've been a big advocate, and I talk on the state level to help these other counties and to help one another. It was a big to help to make sure that all natives, and when I was going through different things throughout the time, was to discuss to see these demographics about how little Native Americans weren't being helped or offered these programs. And that's what really got me going. And so that's what the judge really pushed me on. She says, well, you got to get out there and maybe do a little more outreach. I said, okay, I can do that. So I started doing that more and more on the state level. And I've been a big part of the WATCP. I did several presentations at the state conference. I don't like to talk about myself, my accomplishments, but I was recognized on a national level. I was given an award during COVID. I was recognized as a coordinator of the year on a national level, and totally caught me off guard. I wasn't really expecting nothing like that. But I guess my name was submitted by my peers, and they seen what I was doing. So being here today is just like I said, I like to kind of get everybody in this way of thinking and how we can help one another and how we can join forces. And like I said, every county is different, and we're not trying to duplicate exactly what you do, and I'm not going to say, this is the way we do it, this is the way you should do it. I don't do that. I just listen. I'm also working with these other counties. I work as a cultural advisor. As a cultural advisor, also work for the Public Defender's Office in Jackson County as a cultural advisor. I've been called to testify at different court hearings, and so that's part of my what I've learned. As I get up in age, I kind of start learning and passing on some of this knowledge to others to help them to understand a little bit about the Native side of thinking. I've worked with Sauk County quite extensively. I work with law enforcement all the time on educating them on culture. I just did a presentation 2 weeks ago down there, and it was talking about trying to talk mainly about and explain the myths and the facts, and some do's and don'ts, when you encounter natives on the law enforcement side. And that's what I try to do there too, so they have a better understanding of exactly when they encounter somebody, how to treat them and how to maybe get the information or what they need from them. And that's something I've done, like I said, not with just Sauk County, but I've done with other places as well. Like I say, it's I don't like to really talk about myself personally, but I'm just trying to explain about what we do, what I'm trying to do here to be here today is just it's a privilege. I'm glad you asked me to come here to speak, and I feel so honored. I kind of did a little cultural presentation this morning, and I always gift. I said, when somebody does good for me, I gift them something. And I did that this morning. And I gifted Becky with this medallion. It's Valentine's Day.
I was going to say, nice.
She's the one that brought me here today. And and her and I have been discussing it. I met her a couple years ago, and it was something that I felt I needed to do today. And that's what I do. I like to, when somebody does me good, I'm going to do them good too. I'm going to recognize them for what they've done for me. And so, like I said, it brings me closer here, to Sawyer County, to what you're doing, what you've accomplished. And I understand this is a new addition here. It's beautiful, nice. I like it. Wish our county court was like this. But it is a privilege to be here. If you have any questions, I'll be glad to answer any questions if you have anything.
Okay, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Does anyone have any questions?
I want to thank you for listening to me, and I appreciate it.
Well, thank you.
Take
We
care.
really
Have a good day.
appreciate you coming, and it was wonderful to have you. And we're very lucky to have Becky and everybody who is here too. We're working, Judge Isham, I mean, you're going to be up and running with our drug court now, is that?
Okay. Yeah, so we had our first recovery court in court session last month. We've got another one today. We still have one person. We're waiting for more. We're kind of, it's trying to get the referrals. It's trying to get everybody to make sure that we have a bigger group. We're kind of in a lot of different stages with participants to try to get them into the court. So hopefully soon there'll be more than just the one, but right now we've just got our one person, but it's kind of nice also because you can start off slow and build while you're all learning and growing together. But yeah, it's been really cool. It's a really awesome learning experience, and I think that it's eventually going to turn into something very helpful and powerful for the county.
One thing I forgot to mention was I also created Wisconsin Association of Tribal Healing and Wellness Courts. And I'm working with the WATCP as they're also assisting me on this project. We've been doing it now for 2 years. We have 5 tribal courts that are actively participating. We had a meeting yesterday morning, and it went very well. We're getting prepared for the state conference. And in this process too, like I said, I'm trying to explain to these other tribal courts too, to collaborate more with their neighboring counties. I said, you need to really reach out to them and to really work together. I said, yeah, you have different jurisdictions. I said, but you can certainly collaborate on certain things. I said, there's always room for improvement for any program. And starting a new program, I know it's difficult because when I've helped a couple other programs get started, and it was I also, like I said, worked closely with the Tribal Law and Policy Institute out of California, and they provide a lot of good training and assistance and technical assistance as well. And so, like I said, starting a recovery court, as I was corrected. this is good. And there's no, like I said, there's no one way or any certain title you have to use. You can develop whatever you want, whatever works for you.
I think everybody kind of calls it something different at this point. That's okay,
Yeah.
though.
Yes, it is. It's however you want to call it.
Mm.
You know, you're accomplishing the same thing as everyone else, and that's good. I've, like I said, seen, like I said, it kind of hard too when you're doing the referral process, trying to get people into your program and getting it started. It's a lot of work, and that, like I said, I'll be glad to assist in any way I can. You know, any advice you want or anything you want. I'm not going to say this is the way you should do it. No, there's whatever works. Like I said, every area is different. There's no one.
That would be certainly greatly appreciated. Any help or assistance, but also I'm sorry, I came in a little bit late, so I missed the beginning. I don't know what I missed, but what I'll say is any in collaboration that you see being possible between the the tribal wellness court and our new recovery court, any crossover, there's absolutely crossover. I mean, our sole participant at this point is a tribal person, and so that is and probably that's going to happen a lot. So it would be nice to have some sort of collaboration.
One thing go ahead, Judge.
I'm sorry. I just wanted to make sure that some of our board members may not know what the acronym WATCP means. So it's Wisconsin Association of Treatment Court Professionals. And that annual conference is coming up next month, I think.
April.
In April, yeah. So I know the three of us are going from the Healing to Wellness Court, and I'm sure that Sawyer County will send people as well.
Are we, guys? Yeah. Okay. April like 26th or something like that, right?
Great. I think that's a good chance for people to meet and get together then to collaborate on different
Yeah.
things. I really love the idea of a cultural advisor too.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that just really strikes me as very significant. And I don't think we really have anything like that, do we?
Right. I even wrote that down.
So did I. That was my
Like,
biggest thing. I put a big exclamation point by. I really like that idea. And I think in this area, it really could have some impact,
Mhm.
right?
I think so.
So that's something I think
Looking at
it
all
was
the
good for you to bring up
demographics,
to us that we
Yeah.
can kind of explore or look at more, right?
When I was looking at all the demographics, I seen those numbers, and I said, yeah, you definitely need a little assistance.
Mhm.
I'd be glad to offer that, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
My time is limited, you know, I can't be every place at once, but I certainly got email and I got a phone, so you can always reach out to me anytime.
Well, and I think there are people that would be qualified to do that. I think that's something maybe we need to
Explore.
make
Yep.
the effort or look
Mhm.
for or talk to the
Yep.
council or talk to different people about. I mean, that there could be somebody who could start to you could give them advice or whatever, or start to get into that mode, just because I think it'd be really relevant in this area. Yes.
Yeah.
That's-
I think so.
So,
Everybody that I met this morning was just great. Like I said,
Yeah.
with the Justice Point staff, it was just, you know, there's a lot of good people right there that are willing to do whatever, and they're going to make this work.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
if you want to collaborate, and I'll talk to you more about that too, Judge, and how you want to maybe proceed, both you judges, and proceed in how what you think would work, you know. Not living or being from this area, wouldn't know exactly all the little details that probably, and maybe Becky could help me out on that as well with Heather. So that's good too.
Yeah.
Said there's a lot of good things here already.
One of our elders, Gary Quarter Senior, he's going to be our new cultural advisor. I don't know what happened to him yesterday, but you know, he gets forgetful sometimes, so he may have forgotten the date. And I guess we're just going to have to send him regular reminders. But he's somebody who has been there, done that. He's been in recovery for, 30 some years from alcohol addiction. And he's very cultural in his practices. And so that's why we asked him to be a part of our Healing to Wellness Court. So
That's good. In
try
our
to introduce him.
program, we have a tribal elder. I mean, the tribal elder. I'm too young to be an elder. And, but we have also that, and we have our other, it's just not me. There's others that are involved with it too. We try to get as many people involved, especially on the women's side. We have also a women advisor that comes in, or a female advisor that comes in, and she does, you know, provides that too from the female side of things. So we do the male and female. It's important to cover all the bases on that, especially make sure they,
Right?
like I said, I liked what you did yesterday, you know, when you gave them all those little gifts and when they're raising up, and that was good.
We were honored to have you, really. It was very, very nice to have you as our guest yesterday and be part of our team and then come into the court. And yesterday we had 3 people that were going into the next path. And so we had a little celebration. And I think they really enjoy that. And then now we're using the wheel. They're spinning the wheel for their incentives. And so that's kind of fun.
Nice.
But you're
Yeah.
welcome back anytime.
Like I said, I've learned so much just being here just in the past 24 hours. It's just been great. And I learned that, you know, there's not a treatment center called Fond du Loup. I learned that. So I had to get you on that one, Heather. Anyways, that was good to hear everything that was said yesterday. It was just so good to see. And I'm glad that, you know, that the court is coming together, that you're going to be doing this recovery court. It's great and coming together, and it really does matter. Friday, I'm doing an interview, and we're going to talk about what we can do as far as more outreach. I'm going to be doing not Friday, but it's just a preliminary discussion, but we're going to be doing a part of a radio talk show. And then, so I'm getting the judges in on this too, both the Jackson County and our Gilman Wellness Court judge. So we want to do more outreach work. And then that's maybe something you could consider doing too, is, you know, as you get through your program a little more, is doing more outreach and doing, like I said, being more maybe on a radio or whatever, but trying to get the word out there and what you're trying to do.
All right. Well, we really appreciate your presentation and thank you. We're honored to have you with us.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. All right. I see Andy's here, but you know what? It is already 12:30, so we're just going to call it a day because we didn't have a quorum for the first half hour. So if we can put the items that we did not address, Lynn, on next month's agenda. And Julia, you had additional item that needed to be added also?
Yeah, the 2023 recap, Lynn, for youth justice, if you can add that to the agenda item. Youth justice.
Okay.
Where's it going to be under?
And then as far as next month's meeting, do you want to leave it on the second Wednesday like we have been? Is that, I know everybody here it works for, I assume. Okay, all right, so we will do that. I really do appreciate everybody who did show up and my apologies that we didn't have a quorum, but it happens. Not very often, thankfully. So, thank you.
March